Right, well I'm here with Kate Beecroft, as you can see, and she's going to tell me how to win an election. Because I failed.
You did ever so well.
I know, I was amazed. But anyway,
Yeah.
we're not here to talk about me. We're here to talk about you, because obviously it's now, about 4:30ish. So any minute now, nominations for Chief Minister will be closing, and you're on the list.
Yeah.
Today I saw on social media this afternoon that Lawrence has withdrawn.
I
So,
didn't know about
yeah,
that
assuming any
mentioned
sort of
it.
last minute changes, it's likely to be you and Alf Cannon and Howard Quayle.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess the first thing that we can sort of put on the table is there's been conversations going on about whether you need ministerial experience to be Chief Minister. Now you haven't got ministerial experience, but you have been involved with committees and so, it's not as if you haven't had anything to do with government.
No, I mean I think you have to understand a little bit about how government works, obviously. But I think the main thing is that you've got some sort of leadership qualities and that you can bring people with you. Now I'm the first to admit I do not have the standard male leadership qualities that some people look for. I think mine is a more gentle style, and I try to bring people along rather than tell them they're coming along, if you like. So, and it works.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of the, I suppose that's the question in my mind, is what do people mean when they say ministerial experience? Because to me it seems like you're talking about making decisions, and that's kind of what you're saying, how you make decisions, how you get people to. So you think you are quite an alternative offering then, I suppose?
I think I am. I'm offering a different model of government, and I'm certainly offering a different leadership style.
So the next question then, I suppose, is it going to be a Lib Van government? Or
No.
when you're hoping that the new MHKs are going to come to you, are you expecting them to jump in with a Lib Van, or is there going to be a lot of freedom? How's the conversation going to go?
It's not a question of jumping in with Lib Van. I mean, obviously we have some policies in our manifesto that we want to achieve, the same as every other new member.
Yeah.
If we had 13 Lib Van MHKs,
You'd
then
be
yes, it would be a Lib Van programme for government,
Yeah.
because we would have a mandate from the people for that. But as we didn't
So there isn't a
feel
bit of negotiation
that
there then?
It's not a question of negotiation, it's a question of asking people. I mean, I'll be listing things that I want to see in a programme of government, but I'll be asking other people what they want in there. So hopefully that at the beginning of this administration we can all agree on a programme for government that we've all had input into. It's not something that's being handed to you and this is it, vote for it or whatever. I want everybody to have input, because everybody will have some good ideas.
Well, you touched on another point that I was going to raise, actually, the programme for government idea. Obviously that's something I pushed quite heavily in the run-up to the election. So what's your stance on that? Are you going to sort of try and follow Lord Lisbane's advice to a certain extent? Are you going to put something out for public discussion?
Absolutely, absolutely. I mean, I've argued about a programme for government tied to collective responsibility twice in Tynwald.
So you've argued for programme for government on the before.
I've argued about collective responsibility twice in Tynwald, but that actually extends into a programme for government, because in my book you need to have a programme of government that has all the big ticket items in it, along with other stuff as well, but all the really important stuff should be in there, and then that is your collective responsibility.
You're hoping basically you can get that programme on the table, get everybody happy with it, and then that's what people sign up to.
That's right, and then everything else is a free vote. I mean, why should...
So they will have freedom then if they come on board.
Absolutely. Why should anybody be tied to the majority decision of everything that they don't even know what's going to happen for the next 5 years? I mean, I have never signed collective responsibility. I've been in 2 departments. Phil Gorn would never expect me to. And Lawrence Skelly, I was in infrastructure with him, and he didn't either. He gave me written confirmation that I wasn't tied to it.
It's quite a different style then. You're aiming for quite a different style.
I am, absolutely. Well, the old style hasn't worked, has it? The old model hasn't worked, and the old style of government hasn't worked. And I think the people have shown us they want change, and I went into politics to actually try to change the system, and that's exactly what I want to do.
Fab. Okay. Well, I wish you the best of luck.
Thank you.
I guess the main thing really, obviously I've stated quite publicly that I think you'd be quite a good candidate. I'm going to offer to interview anybody else who wants to be interviewed.
Good.
I suppose the really interesting thing has been, the other thing that's going to be different this time is that it's a public vote. So there is the chance for people who feel strongly about it to contact their new MHKs and say, this is what I think about this.
Yes.
And of course, for the first time ever, everybody will know, anybody who's promised in their manifesto for change and for you've got an instant feeling of whether that person is really committed to change or not, I guess.
That's right.
And I suppose it's for the other candidates to explain what they would give as change, how they would interpret change or whatever, has been promised in the manifesto. It's going to be a very interesting week next week.
I think it is. I do think it is, and I hope that I hope that all MHKs who aren't standing for that position will wait until the manifesto's out before any deals are done or anybody makes up their mind. Because how can you decide that you're going to vote for somebody for Chief Minister unless you've seen the other manifestos?
Well, as you say, it's going to be very interesting. There's that extra little layer over the top now, the fact that it's going to be a public vote. So you're going to attend the public debate, are you, for the Positive Action Group?
Absolutely, yeah.
So you'll be there. We don't know whether the other's going to be there yet, but it'll be great to see next week. I wish you all the best.
I'm sure they wouldn't miss it.
Thank you.